Yes, it's people, and welcome back to another video on the Bridge YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. I'm your host, the most, the Bridge 258, here today to give you the preview to Chelsea versus Everton at Goodison Park, 2 p.m. on Sunday. Here we go. So, guys, let's start with the Everton side of it, as I always do. Opposition comes first. So, Everton currently, obviously, have, if I'm not mistaken, around about 10 points. Obviously, plus the 10 points they've been deducted would have been 20, and they would have actually been ahead of us in the table, which would mean they would be in 10th position, and we would have been somewhere in around about 11th position currently. Now, moving forward from that, they've been pretty much kind of somewhat in form. Obviously, they did lose to Manchester United recently, but they have won, obviously, against Newcastle 3-0 recently, so they've been pretty much in form. They've been playing some good football. And, the fact that they should technically be on 20 points just goes to show you that, Everton look like more than likely to be safe in the EPL this year. And, when you have a manager like Sean Dyche, as I like to call him, you know what I mean? Dyche, man. Sean Dyche knows how to, get a team out of relegation, knows how to play, with a limited budget, get these players to do what he needs to do to produce for them. He was in at Burnley for almost 7 years, if I'm not mistaken. So clearly, Sean Dyche has a way with his players and being able to speak about them and to be able to get the best out of them when needed. So, of course, so there's something definitely there for us to discuss, if you know what I'm trying to say. Now, let's move on, obviously, to the squad. Now, I think this is the same formation they're probably going to play, which is a 4-4-1-1. And I think they're going to play the same team as they did against Newcastle, which will be in goal. We will have Pickford. You will have then a back four of Seamus Coleman, James Tarkowski, James Brathwaite, and Mikalenko. And then a four of Ashley Young, Gay, Doucouré, and McNeil. And then you have the 1-1 of Jack Harrison, and then up front for them was DCL, aka Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So that's probably what we can expect from them in terms of that. Now, obviously, we know, with Sean Dyche teams, they can play a low block pretty well. They know how to do that for sure. They definitely also are a good pressing team. We saw against United where they were trying to do the press. Against Newcastle at times they were trying to press. They pressed they pressed them quite well and were able to get two mistakes essentially out of the fullback Kieran Trippier to be able to go 2-0 up, particularly in the latter stages of the game. So they clearly know how to do that quite well. So there's that to obviously to contend with as well. So again, that's something to consider. Obviously, we spoke about the low block. They got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who, while he may not be in form, but guess who's playing today? Chelsea FC, aka Charity FC. This is the best time for him to come. I feel like if you watch Everton, he's been doing a lot of stuff perfectly. Just that he hasn't been scoring the goals, and that's the thing. The other guys have been scoring goals. Obviously, Doucouré scored a goal, if I'm not mistaken. Dwight McNeil was scoring as well. So clearly, got other guys that are there and available for them to score. They even got Beto on the bench who they can bring on to provide something like that, who scored as well, if I'm not mistaken as well. So clearly, they've got a lot of guys there that are able to produce when it's needed for that to take place. So again, that's something else to think about. But this is like a team, I would say, that's not going to be easy for Chelsea, particularly with the way they're playing and the style of play that they do. So, again, something to consider, something to most definitely think about, to be honest. Now, let's move on to the Chelsea side, and I want to speak about the press conference. Now, the specific quote I want to speak about from the press conference that he has stated. Now, bear with me while I just bring it up for everyone to read quickly. And that quote was that, essentially, in layman's terms, he basically said, dearie me, what is going on today? This is what he said. We are going to challenge, yes. Maybe not now, but in the future, yes. And that was Mauricio Pochettino on the top four. Now, from what we've read from the ownership and the stuff that they want apparently, which is UCL and top four football, if a man just saying that, I don't know how he's still in his position first things first. So this is what's kind of crazy to me. You shouldn't really be playing. You should already be actively looking for other managers in order to bring into the football club. For me personally, so I don't know why he's in the job. If that's what you guys well and truly believe in, and if that's what he believes that we're not going to get top four this season. So for me, it beggars belief as to why he's still in the job. So there's that definitely there for sure to be discussed. Now, henceforth, moving on from that school of thought, I would say. You then obviously have to look at the squad now. Gallagher is set to be back for this game. There's still no Nkuku available according to Pochettino. Lave is not available. Ugochukwu is still not available as well, and Gusto is still not available. So those four definitely can be ruled out, including the other ones such as Chani Chukwemeka, Chalaba and Chilwell are back in training, but they're definitely nowhere near fit enough to come back into the squad. Now, in regards to what I think is going to happen, probably similar team. Probably you'd have one change. Maybe you probably have Kukurea now playing left back rather than Levi Colwell. If I know Pochettino, and Gallagher's going to come back straight into the squad. I believe Mudryk, because he's going to put Sterling back at the left wing, Palmer on the right wing, and maybe Armando Broja, I would say maybe it could be up front. So there's that to consider as well. Now, whether or not that will happen is a different case entirely, but against teams like Newcastle, especially the lower teams, we have shown when we are faced against low block teams that can defend well, can hide those pockets of space quite effectively. We as Chelsea, we tend to crumble like, a cookie crumble, essentially. So that's what we do. We do it quite well, we do it quite effectively, and this is the best opportunity for that to happen. And I'm not looking forward to Everton. I've said this previously in my review show and other stuff that you may have seen me on, that I believe Chelsea probably are going to be losing this game for sure. And I still stand by that. And honestly, for me, if Pochettino does lose this game, which I do believe is going to be the case, you have to sack him on the spot on that day. You have to sack him on the spot that day because, in my personal opinion, the squad that we have currently cannot be as bad as it's been shown out. The players, like Enzo and Kai said, it cannot be as bad as they've been showing out to be. So there's clearly a management failure in regards to that and the stuff that is going on, especially in regards to that one, for sure. Now, obviously, onto the scoreline, I've said that Everton will probably beat us, in my opinion, 2-0. Definitely, I think DCL is going to score a goal. And you know what, man? I think McNeil looks like he's back in form, back in like what he was showing at Burnley. So there's definitely that bit to consider for him as well. But definitely there for sure. In regards to everything else that I think we can talk about, what do I want to see from the players? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to show it. If Reece James starts, like, I just want him to play to what we know him to play. But at this rate, I don't even know if he's going to be available because this guy's got knee pain. We don't even know if he's fully fit as usual. So, I can't even count on him to play football. So what's the point of me even trying to say that he's going to start a football game for us? Sarti, I think, probably been our best centre back alongside Badia Shaw when he's performed well. I would much prefer Badia Shaw and Disasi, but I know Thiago Silva and Disasi are probably going to start this game because he still wants to play Thiago Silva for some reason. Kukurea will probably play. If not Kukurea, we know that Levi Cole experiment for left back is still going on, and that could still occur. So watch the space on that one for sure. Then obviously Enzo and Caicedo. Let's hope they actually exist this time and they can play in midfield. Again, said Goodison Park. Yes, we broke obviously the curse, but we need these two if we are going to continue to actually play some good football. Enzo and Caicedo. So let's see if they can perform. We know what Gallagher brings to the game. I don't even need to say that. Mudryk and if Sterling and Palmer, as I believe, are going to be playing, then they need to step it up, bro. Step it up. I need Sterling to be consistent. I need a goal from him. I need to be able to create. I don't need D&D Sterling, but I need to keep on hitting the dice at 7 in order for something to happen. So please, Sterling, try to do something there if that's the case. Palmer, I would say the same thing about. Continue to do what you need to do as you were doing at right mid. Obviously, in the previous game, I don't know what position you were playing, but you weren't playing that one well. I'll be honest with you guys, 110%. Then moving on. Whether Broha, if it's you, who I believe it probably will be, then it's time for you to show up and show why you're better than Jackson and why you can lead this line more so better than what Jackson can. And if Jackson's there, you need to start scoring, broski. I can see you doing the other stuff right, but we need you to do the primary objective, which is to be able to score goals. So can you provide that for us? Is really the simple question, and that's all there is to it. But kind of like tail ending the video, finishing off. As I said to you guys before, if we lose this game, then he should be sacked on the spot tomorrow. He should have been sacked already, in my opinion, after the United game. But after the Luton game in particular, he should be sacked. Currently we're 11 points away from the top 4, let alone top 5, we're 15 games in. We lose, that could go up as high as 14. And that's not even including the gap we probably have for the Europa League, which is probably, I think, 11 minus 3, so probably around about 7-ish, and then 7, 8-ish, or 9-ish, something like around about there. So, again, it's not looking good, bruv. I'll be honest, guys. But again, that's the video, guys. Please make sure to continue to like, share, subscribe as always. I've been your host, the Most Bridge 258, and up the shelves, as they always say. And let's hope something happens. Really is as simple as that.